from,
Okay.
are we starting? Never mind.
We'll call the meeting to order at 5 o'clock. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bond?
Here.
Mrs. Dodd?
Here.
Mrs. Gay?
Here.
Mrs. Grims?
Here.
Mrs. Harlow?
Here. Everyone had a chance to look at the minutes at our last meeting?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Any changes or corrections?
No?
Hearing none, approved as submitted.
Did you?
We'll go straight
Yeah, I
to
read 'em.
business.
I
I
didn't
looked at-
get them.
Online. I did online.
You good? Okay.
I'm sorry.
I didn't get it.
Okay, first thing I have is the Community Master Park Vision Plan. I know two of you have a copy, and then I've given the three of you a binder with a draft of the 100 and some pages of the Master Park Plan. So that's for you to look at.
Is it
Yep.
To keep?
What's that?
to keep?
You can't because it's the draft. So what's going to happen is by the end of this week, I'm having everybody that got a copy submit corrections to me. Whatever those corrections are, a name change, a verbiage, whatever you see, anything like that, or if you just see something blatantly that you're like, wait a second, this doesn't make any sense, let me know. Those are the kind of changes we're going to do that I'm going to submit back to Brand Center Carroll. So what's going to happen is by this Friday, I have to have those submissions, get those submissions, send them to Keith with Brand Center Carroll. He's going to take a week till April 25th. He'll make those corrections, and then he's going to send that back to me. That'll be it. That'll be the final thing. And then what I'm going to do is then I'm going to take his corrections, the final thing, I'm going to send it to council. So they have it 2 weeks, 13 days before the actual council meeting. And I told them Thursday night that I'm going to do this so then if they have questions ahead of time, they can give them to us. So Keith's better prepared, I'm better prepared.
Right.
We're all better prepared all around for the presentation. The presentation will be on May 8th, I believe is what it is.
Yes.
We had to push it back 2 weeks, which is good. It gives us a little bit more time to review it, to go over it, and make those corrections. And then, again, council will have an extra 2 weeks to look at it. They're not going to get it a week before and have to go through this big old booklet and then try to tell us or ask us questions. They can have a couple extra weeks ahead of time to do that. So that's kind of how that process is going to go. Again, I want everybody, if you can be here on May 8th, that'd be ideal. The more people here, the better, I think, for this to get it through with council. Again, take a look at it, look it over. I know it's only a couple days, but if you see any corrections, anything eye-glaring, reach out to me, call me, send me an email with whatever those corrections are if you see them, okay?
What time on May 8th?
6 o'clock will be the first meeting. It'll be on the CAL, so it'll be depend on how long the actual meeting takes. It'll probably be the first discussion on the CAL. I hope it is.
Yeah, it can be.
I'll ask you, Karen.
You want it?
Wow, that sounds different when I get closer. Gee. Okay. So just a couple quick things in the Master Park Plan that I wanted to just touch base with today real fast. We are getting a new vision statement. We're getting a new mission statement. We're getting new values. You can look at those in the first couple pages. You can look over the executive summary. That's basically this whole entire thing in that little bit of verbiage that's in there. So the first couple pages of the executive summary go over. We will have 4 goals. We call them the 4 Ps, which is parks, programs, people, and promotion. That's what we're going to focus on our goals once we get this going. And then basically what we're trying to do is get that to lead us into the future, to guide us. If you get through to the back, there's steps for each park. And there's probably, I didn't check all the check marks, but I'm guessing 130 check marks through this thing that if we can get to them all and put 130 check marks, we'll be we'll be sitting pretty. But that's a long time down the road. So you're talking at least 10 years down the road to complete that. So, so there's that in there. One thing when you go through this, I think in the executive summary, one thing that I thought was really interesting is right now, 67% of Moraine residents live within a 10-minute walk to a park or a 5-minute drive. 67%. I think that number can get higher. I'd like to see it try to get higher. Obviously, you're moving out to the west, the industrial part down on the east side. I don't know if you're really getting parks in there, but I think we got some room to grow out west a little bit, at least something in the next couple of years, which would hopefully get within that 5-minute drive out to the west somewhere for those people that we can change that 67 to hopefully 80, 85. I don't know, something like that. I'd love it to be 100%, but that's probably virtually impossible, I think, in this situation. So there's just some things like that in here that you'll see some stats that you'll go over, and then just kind of like the action plan for it. There's a lot of information about the parks, each park individually. What needs, is the playground good? Is the mulch good? Is the workout equipment good? All those kind of things. It goes through each park and lists each amenity in each one and tells you if it's good or if it's bad. So there's those kind of things in here. And then I don't know if it's in there. They might be smaller pictures. But there are actual pictures of what they think the parks should look like too. So kind of their vision of what it would look like, which then would be like this. So this pops out in this booklet. This is one they printed off for us. Those booklets don't have them, but you'll see probably some renderings of, like that's Deer Meadow. You'll see renderings of the Civic Center, the Rec Center, and then all our other playgrounds and stuff too. So this is wax, what the vision of that would look like from above. And then what will happen is if this gets adopted, then I go and hire another company to take this and then make it in a 3D view so we can see what it looks like and then kind of go from there. So that's the goal. That's where we're heading. What the pecking order is, I'm not exactly sure. It'll probably be a splash pad. Be one of the first things in getting rid of some buildings. So that'll be the first couple steps, I would assume. Now, after this flood, we got to be really careful over here, I feel like. If we're going to dump a couple $1 million in out here and we don't do anything with correcting the flood, I don't know if that's a smart investment at that point in time. So those are going to be the conversations we'll have going forward, probably at some of the council meetings. So is there anything I'm missing from the master park plan? I mean, just in a brief, quick synopsis. Again, I didn't want to put this out to the public because I don't want them to see it before council sees it and people complain and they don't even know what they're talking about. So that's kind of why I've kept it close-knit to us in here. But that's a draft for you guys. They already have the copy of this for you all to look at. And then if you have any corrections, just let me know. Okay? Any questions on the master park plan? It's rocking and rolling. It's ready to go. We're there. Finally. 10 months in. Okay. Easter. On to B. Easter recap. For those of you that were there, the adult Easter egg hunt was Friday night. Very successful. We probably had about 100 people there. Yeah, we had 147 pre-registered, which was supposed to be for the week before. So we didn't know. You move it another week because of the rain and the damage. I don't know if anybody knew about the damage in the back here, but one of our shelters got taken out by a tree. So we got to handle that. We got to deal with that too. But that canceled the Easter egg hunt that Friday night, so we moved it to this past Friday night. And I thought, I didn't know what was going to happen, but we still had about 100 people show up, so it was really good. Fun time, prizes. We had a DJ who was unbelievably loud, but we were projecting music far. So from one side of the park to the other side of the park. And it was fun. I went out in the middle of them all while they're hunting and looking for prizes. And the one thing I noticed that I had to call Dia, we told everyone if you get one prize per person. So the prize tickets were in the egg. So if you picked an egg up and you just threw it in your bag and you're seeing a ton of them, you're just throwing them in there. You're not checking them. So as I was out there, I saw like 6 people with Meyer bags just plumb full. And I'm like, there's no way they're looking in these. There's no way they could have had time to even look at all these. So I called her and she told the DJ, hey, make sure you're checking them, because I was afraid someone was going to come up with 6. And then you can't have all 6, you know. So we got ahead of it early enough that it actually worked out in the end. And we'll probably do it again. It was really fun. It was a good night. The weather was perfect. Dia and Kelly and Tori, Emma. Oh, I know Ben was there. They all did a fabulous job. So it was very, very well done. So kudos to them. And then the next morning, turned right back around, and we were back at the GCC for the egg hunt. Which I don't know, a couple hundred people were there that morning, which moving it from here to over there, I thought it's going to be a big change. How many people are going to show up here? So we put a sign out here, and then that's why we waited for the Easter egg hunt until about 10:05, 10:06. So if people saw it here, they were able to actually have some time to get down there. So with that, we had prizes and pictures with the bunny, which I thought went very well. I know the mayor asked me about breakfast with bunny. I know it's been something we've done a long, long time ago. It's something we may look into again. I don't know. We'll see.
Excuse me, I didn't hear what you said.
Breakfast with the bunny.
Breakfast.
I know, evident, perfect time to have had it. But the Civic Center.
Yeah. So,
Make them.
yeah. And I will say on that with the Civic Center, we will probably do Boo Bash at the Civic Center this year. So obviously we can't do it in here with everything that's going on. So we're probably just going to make the call and move it over there for this year. So, and the Christmas tree lighting, no idea. So we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about that right now. All right. Any questions about Easter? Yeah.
Yes. The candy that was in there. You take a 2 and a 3-year-old, they can't have Jolly Rogers,
Okay.
bubble gum. They need something that's safe. That's what my granddaughter, she said, what age group was Eleanor in? I said the 2 and 3. She said she couldn't have any of that candy.
I mean, that's tough to
Never
do.
thought
I
about
mean,
that.
I remember,
And you put chocolate in it, it melts.
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
I
that day
don't-
would have
I
been
don't
frozen.
know.
Yeah.
A cracker?
I mean, what kind of candy you giving a 2-year-old? I mean, if I was a parent,
M&Ms,
if I was a
maybe?
parent, I'd be like, thank you for
Yeah,
hunting my
M&Ms.
eggs, and I'm going to eat my candy. Like, I'll take it. So, I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know what you do there. You
Well,
just,
we were just saying maybe
Yeah.
M&Ms.
yeah, but well, M&Ms are tough because you can't open a bag of M&Ms and put M&Ms.
Right, you
in.
can
Right.
You got to shove those mini size one, and those eggs, they're hard to get in there. So I don't know. That's a tough one. Tootsie Rolls. I don't know. Can a 2-year-old eat a Tootsie Roll?
Like taffy, that's probably not good.
Marshmallows.
Marshmallows.
Oh,
I don't know either.
People always used to give them
Lifesavers.
suckers, but I always thought those were not good either. You know,
That's true.
I was a choking hazard.
Yeah.
unless you get the safety sucker. And I don't know if I doubt they would go in
In an egg.
They're too big, yeah.
Maybe they could do something like, those little wind-up little things, or, you know what I mean?
We used to do stuff like that.
Just for that
stickers.
age.
I know,
Oh,
but
stickers.
Yeah, stickers
they
is a good
it
one.
didn't go over very well either, though.
No, but I mean, just for those little eggs
Yeah.
that can't eat the.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I got brainstorm this and
stickers, that were
Yeah, but
tattoos.
yeah, Easter's
Yeah,
candy.
For the little ones.
Easter's all about candy, just like Halloween. So, all right. I'll take it to my staff and we'll talk about it.
Or maybe just have little stuffed bunnies sitting around. They can grab a bunny or something. I don't
But
know.
I want the blue one.
Huh? I know.
I want the blue one.
But there too. You get what you get.
I want the green
Right.
one over there.
Oh,
I know.
I do compliment them on having all the same age group this year. You just handed out the baskets.
Yeah, they were all-
That was absolutely
they were all the same.
great.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
fabulous.
Yeah, when she told me they were all the same universally, I was
Yeah,
like,
that was perfect.
perfect.
That was
I don't have to
awesome.
worry about Michael over here or whatever getting
Exactly.
the bigger basket than Melissa or whatever, you know.
He got
And we
more-
didn't have any
He
of
got
that.
more toys than I did.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. Okay, anything else on that? No? Okay. Summer camps, or I'm sorry, summer programs. So I was just going to go over, I don't have all the dates on hand, except 4th of July. But I'm just going to go over some of the summer programs that we're doing, just to make you all aware. So this Friday, the messenger's due to Kim, so the summer messenger will be coming out in the next month or so, something like that. But summer programs, we are doing summer camp again. Kids are already registering for that. We had 2 kids register for every week already, so that's good.
That is good.
Yep, we're doing the Hook Kids on fishing again and the fishing derby to follow. Obviously 4th of July. Chandler is doing the Shane Miller Disc Golf Tournament again. We are doing 3 family fun days. So instead of City Barbecue this year, it will be Huey Magoo's chicken. So did you go to one of those last year? We showed up to a park and we had City Barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so instead of City Barbecue, it'll just be Huey Magoo's, which is, it's like Cane's chicken.
Oh.
It's over in Centerville off 48.
I liked the barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue is really good. The guy from Huey Magoo's is actually, he's going to come out and serve it. Like, we don't have to go pick it up and do it.
Oh,
He's doing
nice.
it. He's coming out
Nice.
to be a part of the
Okay.
event. So,
Nice.
which is cool. There will be a Glow Disc Golf Tournament as well. And then obviously the 60th anniversary will be coming up here at the end of May. And Kelly will be doing Madcap Puppet Show at some point over the summer for kids. She will be doing a ladies' night cooking class and a bee program, bumblebee program. So those are some of the things we got coming up this summer. So it's going to be pretty action-packed. National Night Out in there as well, the beginning of August. So yeah, got a lot going on. That's all I got for that. If there's any other questions for summer.
Sounds good.
Okay. Next meeting I have is June 17th at 5 p.m. And with that, any open questions?
One thing, obviously Patty and I already planned on being at the 60th.
Yeah.
But you may want to explain that there is something on the website to go to for volunteers.
To sign up. Is that,
Yes, for the sign up.
yeah.
We know about it, but I don't know if
Yeah, I'd like to do it.
the rest of them
Okay.
know about it.
Yeah, so did you have to go through that process?
No. we
No.
didn't.
Yeah, okay, I was going to
But
say.
we're going to
No.
have a table, right?
Yeah, yeah. So basically for the 60th, what we're wanting to do, we'll have staff there as well, but this will be adopted by then, and this is what we kind of want to show off. But we will have a booth. We'll promote our programs. We'll promote this kind of stuff too. So I will get that volunteer. I'll figure that out for you, and I'll figure out how to get it to all of you.
Where are we
So-
going to meet at?
What's that?
Where is it going to be?
Oh,
like,
here.
We are going to be here.
Yeah, so we
Okay.
moved it, the street didn't work out, so we moved it back over here where it actually flooded.
Well, it's from 12 to 8.
Yeah,
So
it's
if we
really
could just
broad.
split up our table, right?
Yeah, we'll figure that. I mean, we got a little bit, but as more of the details come out, we'll get it out to you as we get a little bit closer and try to figure out who's going to be where and at what times. So. But yeah, plan on the 60th being around. It should be a good time. If you want the later shift, you'll get a hear the music and all that stuff, or at least Fleetwood Gold. But yeah, is that it? Anything else? All right, so volunteer stuff. All right, that's all I got.
Questions?
No, I'm good.
We'll adjourn at 5:12.